Like so many of us, my garage is more than just for cars. It's for storing things, bikes, keeping stuff out of the way. And we're gonna make some room. How are we gonna make room? The easiest way for us, other than throwing a heap of stuff out, which I've already done, these things. So there's actually 4 here. I got another one out in the shed. I'm gonna mount them up on the wall. And I'm gonna do it for cheap. Just a little bit of wood and some hooks. So let's have a look and see how we go with it. There we go. So what do I need to do this? I'm gonna need a drill. I'm gonna need a piece of wood, which I've already painted to match the wall. You don't have to, you can just leave it wood, because I notice a lot of people have their garage unpainted, which by the way looks terrible. So if you've just got drywall that's taped, just paint it, finish it off, make it look nice. Then you're gonna get a measuring tape, and you can use just regular C-hooks. I got a neat little bike hook. These are still pretty cheap. And there's a little side hook for your helmet. I got those at my local hardware store, in this case in Australia, Bunnings. For people in bigger land, that's probably gonna be Home Depot. So let's get going with a few screws, a couple drill bits, and let's get measuring, see how high we need to be. Now, if you're just mounting, say, 2 bikes, you could probably, or even just 1 bike, you can probably just go find the stud, put the hook in, you're done. Job done, hanging on the wall, happy days. But I said we're gonna do a few, so we're gonna space it out between, and you could actually probably put another row up above if you got more bikes to go in between, so the kind of interlocking handlebars. But for now, we're just gonna add 1 row. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna measure the Mrs. bike, because we can just go from the middle of the front tire to the back of the bike. So that's going to be about middle of the fork to the back of the tire. And that's about 150 centimeters. And then we're going to add another 10 centimeters just to be safe on that. So let's go 160 odd centimeters. Measure your own. And then you can always hold your bike on the wall and kind of test fit it if you need to. But we're gonna go with that kind of measurement and mount up our timber across there and put the timber into the studs. There we go. Now we got 1 in, and I flipped it because there was going to be a knot where I was going to put that screw. So I'm just going to get it level. Doesn't have to be, of course, but just get it level. Look a bit neater, and then we can put the rest of the screws in. Should be okay. You can tell by the huge mass of screws. I couldn't find the studs, which is weird because they should be all a uniform spacing. So anyway, we got enough screws into the studs now, and they're decent sized timber screws. So now we can measure up and put our bikes on. So obviously we need to space kind of handlebar end to handlebar end, and get some hooks in here. We'll start obviously as far over as we can first here, and then go across to the other side. Okay, measuring the beach cruisers and the mountain bikes. The beach cruisers are about 63 centimeter wide bars, and then the mountain bike, that's a smaller men's Trek, is 60. So we will aim for that to as our kind of, we'll for our widths and put the first set of hooks on and mount our first bike and then go from there. First one's in, and let's hang Roy's bike. There we go. That's all right, gets it up off the ground. Now we'll get the next one in. So, we got so next mark the next one, put it at 62, 3 lots of room, and the next one again. Around the same, we'll give it a little bit more room because we've got more room. About 64. Probably the easiest way to do this to fit the 3 in would just be divided by 3 and do it that way, but oh well. If we did that, one on the end, well, how long is this? Yeah, okay, we put it about 70, give or take. Make it a bit more symmetrical. Okay, second one. Now, of course, that last one is going to be pretty, well, the bars will go in behind this other shelving stuff, but keep that in mind. But you can also hang it upside down and get them even closer. Okay. There we go. 3 are in. Let's get the girls' bikes up on the wall. There we go. Lots of clearance with the handlebars. And the last one. There we go. That took, well, if you don't paint the wood, that'll take you, well, you saw how long it takes. 10 minutes, and I am by no means a carpenter. I am pretty terrible with the tools, as you could see all by my missed holes. But look at that, so much more room here now. Still got the little bike, and that's because it's so short. I might hang that by its back wheel here, because I gave it a little bit more room there, thinking I might even do that. So I'll just put another basic hook in here, just a screw in regular one, and then hook in the small bike by its back tire. So this is what I'll try to get the small one in there. Hopefully it fits. I mean, should be enough room between the handlebars. So we're just gonna go between that distance there. So we'll measure up directly in the middle. And because we're gonna be using one of these kind of hooks, we're gonna have to drill a bit of a pilot hole in and then screw it in by hand. But that's pretty easy, and it's a small bike. So we should be able to put that in. And they said these are the kind of hooks you can do for regular bikes. Hook it in and hang it upside down with the handlebars down, and we should have enough clearance there to fit. There you go, drill the hole. Just make sure it's not bigger than the hook, and then screw it in by hand. So yeah, if you want to do it on the cheap, I mean, not that these are expensive. I think these were like $8 or $9 Australian, so pretty cheap. But if you want to do it really cheap, these are very cheap hooks that you can get and hook your bikes in the same way. It's just that these, there we go, they have the convenient hook to put your helmet, but it also just a little bit easier for the wife and kids to take them on and off the wall. Okay, now we'll try to get the other bike on there. There we go, fourth bike hooked up. There we go, fourth bike is hooked up, so you just hook it on the tire like that. Plenty of room. So if you wanted to get probably another one in, you just would move this over and flip one of those so they're going up, down, up, down, up, down, around, but not super pressed for space. But look at that, we've cleared a lot of floor space. So, and about how long did it take? Not even 10 minutes. I mean, I spent more time probably setting up the camera and just moving stuff around than actually building the bike rack. So no excuses, build a bike rack, clear up some garage space, reclaim it, put another car in there, put a gym in, whatever you're gonna do. But yeah, you'll get a lot more room to doing that. Just a little update, I rejigged. So what I did, I moved that one over only about 10 centimeters or so, and then of course flipped it, and that way it you don't overlap too much, nice and lots of room, and it's still easy to get the bikes on and off. So there you go. You could easily do 4 adult bikes on a piece of wood that big, and that's 1.4 meters. But then of course you have a little bit of, extra space here where the handlebars have to stick out. But yeah, there you go. So if you want a little bit more room, go that way. Or if you want even more room, put another one up above and hang them through that way. But that works just fine for us. And it's freed up a lot of space in the garage.